Hey guys, we're here for our next session. It's going to be around whale hunting, how to use on-chain data and APIs to track and understand whale behavior. We have Bowen, who is the COO of DDEX, and he'll take it from here.
Yeah, thanks. Hi everyone, and this is Bowen from DDEX. Thanks for inviting me here to just give a really brief session about the whale behavior in DeFi space. A short introduction about myself and the DDEX. So DDEX is actually we're maybe the only one DeFi margin lending product in Asia. And what we started out since 2017, and back then we were a spot trading exchange for long tail, this kind of like ICO tokens. But we kind of transition out into a DeFi margin lending platform supporting DAI, USDC, and USDT back in second half of 2019. And right now we have about like $5 million stored in our smart contract, and people can open like 5 times long Ethereum or 5 times long WBTC on DDEX. So let's jump into the session we are going to talk about today about whale hunting. So let me kind of like go into the PowerPoint session. So I write a Medium post about like top 10 CDP holders on MakerDAO back in 2018, before it was like the single collateral DAI. And I kind of like got a lot of interest about like how do they behave and how did they react after the DAI switch from single collateral DAI to MCD. So here's a few key findings. So right now, like top 5 CDP address actually accounts for 41% of the total DAI supply. So like the DAI supply is around like $88 million at the moment. And most interesting things is that actually the top 2 CDP holders are the same person. So I'm going to elaborate on that in the following slides. And also the top 3 CDP address actually participate in the DAO ICO back in 2016 when there was the very first ETC and Ethereum hard fork. And they're quite comfortable with this kind of risk tolerance with investing into a new product, and also they're kind of like really have a high risk tolerance about smart contracts. So as for the top 5 address 3 or the Ethereum ICO participants, so there has been in the community since the very beginning. So they're like the core essential that the DeFi user, the Ethereum community, and they also are the Ethereum miners. So I'm gonna dive down a little bit more. So there's kind of two websites I use to kind of like going through all the DeFi user database. So one is the DeFi Watch, which is kind of like basically kind of like an Ether scan for Compound, UIDX, and DDEX. So users can basically put their address in, and they can just get their like how much amount they borrow, how much deposit they deposit, how much they made on borrowing and lending, kind of like a dashboard for the DeFi users, all-in-one DeFi dashboard. And the second one I use is actually DeFi Explorer. So DeFi Explorer is actually they also have another kind of like small D app, which is DeFi CDP Saver, which is they have like a lot of interesting data points like liquidation price for each of the MCD, CDP, each of the depth position, and also each of them their collateral, and also their actions to kind of like increase collateral, decrease collateral. So let's jump into the top 5 CDP users. So right now, like the largest, the top 1 MCD holders, actually his CDP is CDP 719, and he actually collateralized about 234,000 Ethereum, and he generated about kind of like $17 million for DAI, and his liquidation price is around $107. And he opened his MCD CDP at the beginning of the MCD launch back in 6 months ago, which is November 2019. And this address is actually a really interesting users for the DeFi space. So, slide full screen. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna do it on the full screen. Yeah. So he participate. So I went back to his parents' account, which is starting from the 0x1C11, and back in the single collateral DAI, he is actually the top 2, the second CDP holders, and he is actually he is an arbitrage user. He actually knows how to use DSP proxy contract. So and he is also an Ethereum ICO participant. Back in 2015, his parents' account actually investing about 500 Bitcoins, which equivalent back then it was like it's about like 14K or 140K, and he got 1 million Ethereum with the Ethereum ICO ratio, which is 1 BTC equals 2,000 Ethereum for the first 2 weeks. And in 2016, he actually started to mine Ethereum, and he was mining in Nanopool and Dwarf Pool and Digger.ws. Back in the days, that was the main mining pool at the time, and right now it's just the shift of a paradigm. There's Spark Pool coming up, and he usually can get like 5 Ethereum income on a daily basis. And and the CDP 719 holders, he is actually really active in ICO participation. He actually invested in more than 20 ICO projects. And the largest one he invested is actually the DAO project back in 2016. And he invested in about like 1/5, 20% of all his Ethereum, which is 200,000 Ethereum. And he actually is really actively managing about the on-chain voting on the DAO vote back in June 2016. And also he was also really actively kind of like voting on the hard fork after the DAO hack. And the next, and he also, we can see on the right hand side, there's a Etherscan screenshot. And since he has like so many accounts, so like there's a one account that has been marked as a 200 million trader, and he is the one actually. So there was a Bloomberg post back in 2017 July, and the post is basically kind of like saying like they're mysterious billionaire who made his fortune on Ethereum or Ethereum investment following on, and he no one knows who he is, and no one knows like is he paying the tax or not, and most likely he's not. So like there's a kind of like a controversial debate on whether there's people should pay tax on their
one quick thing. Do you mind making the slides full screen?
Oh, I actually made it full screen, but can I see
or
it?
Zoom in, maybe. People are having a hard time.
Okay, let me try it again. Actually, so right now it's full screen, right?
No, it's not.
Huh.
Or just do Command or Control ++. Or
yeah,
Zoom.
let me kind of like bring. I guess they can. I mean, the keynote doesn't do like the Control ++ thing as well.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I will share the PowerPoint later on in the chat if there's people like interesting.
Yeah. You can also just click play.
Yeah, I click play, but it's just playing on my
Oh, got it.
own window, so it's not showing up on the broadcast.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, sorry about that. I will share this. I'll give out the link about the PowerPoint and also the article I wrote.
Perfect.
So this mysterious trader is actually and this account start with 0x0086. He is basically the parent account for right now the top 2 CDP at the moment. So he roughly kind of like generate about like $25 million of DAI by a single person, which is almost 30% of the entire DAI supply. And the last CDP he opened was back in the single collateral DAI age. He kind of opened for more than 18 months. So and the last one he paid about stability fee is about $800,000, about nearly $1 million. So he had went through many of the liquidation crisis back in the Ethereum price drop page, especially what happened in March 12th. And he has a really low liquidation price. So let's see, we can see from the left hand side, his liquidation price is about $83. And he is actively managing. So let's go through. I think I will just kind of walk everyone through the Etherscan link, is so I can zoom in so like everyone can see it better. Let me share it to the other screen. Just give me one moment on that. Please let me know if there's other problem I can fix at the moment. So here we go. Perfect. I think I can basically kind of share